Most men are obsessed with the thought, how can I make women fall in love? They watch dozens, hundreds of videos that give superficial information about how you should look, how you should be dressed, what you should not talk about. But if the girl refused you, then don't be upset, you will find the one later. In this video, I will talk about the main principles and mistakes, myths and misconceptions. The first thing I want to discuss. What is important is the objective value of a man. He looks good, he is well dressed, he earns, or is the deficit important? Of course, deficit will be effective in relations when you know how to create it in a relationship, and somewhere with your attention to encourage a woman. Primary data such as appearance, strength, charisma, power, finances are the entrance ticket to a relationship, but as soon as the relationship has begun, completely different mechanisms are activated, based on the balance of significance. All the same, that an ordinary person working at an ordinary job, that a millionaire. All relationships are built on a balance of significance and anyone can fail it. An example of this is Elon Musk. A billionaire, a brilliant man. But he cannot build a normal relationship with a normal woman. Why can't he? Because it does not respect the balance of significance. The instinct of a woman works in the same way, both for the rich and for the poor. Of course, there are nuances. For example, a woman who loves money from a rich man will not leave war until she finds something more profitable. There are situations when a guy acquires the skill of pickup, dating, conducting first dates with efficiency. He feels great at first, but there is a nuance. This person will not be able to build a strong relationship. After a couple of months of a relationship, a woman leaves him. Why does she leave? Everything is very simple. He showed himself at first as one person, but in a relationship he turned out to be different. The woman felt it and left. The guy has no problems with dating, but in a serious relationship, he does not know how to put himself and fills up the balance of significance. You must understand that the stage of dating and the stage of a long relationship with a woman are two different situations. It is like learning to drive a car and a plane. A woman functions according to other laws. A pickup truck is an art to surprise, impress a woman. Relationship building is based on the principle of deficit and surplus of your attention, your investments. It is a completely different game. Never believe women in their promises. Today she loves you, but tomorrow she doesn't. Focus on what she does for you. A woman is emotions, not reason. Their hormonal system is different. Increased estrogen makes them more emotional and greedy. The morphology of the brain is also different. A woman who is controlled by emotions today will tell you one thing, and tomorrow another. Her promises of love forever are not worth a cent. She believes that she is not lying to you. Stop watching all sorts of little things. Do not follow a woman's social networks. There are situations when you have had several meetings and a woman flirts with you, shows that she is interested in a man, and then once, and she disappears. And the man does not understand how this can be. There are several options. She communicates with everyone this way, or it is due to the fact that she wanted to play with you so that you would believe, and then once she leaves you. What do you really need to pay attention to? Can you pay attention to words? No. Is it possible to act or not? On the one hand yes, but on the other no. There are many stories when a woman gives her last, and after a month she leaves. Do not feel negative and angry at a woman. When you begin to understand the mechanics of her actions, you will no longer get into such situations. You will get rid of all illusions and expectations. When we talk about looks and money, there is one good example. There are many examples in history of how women merged the most influential men. For example, Napoleon Bonaparte, who held half the planet in fear. He had a girlfriend, her name was Josephine. It is clear that Napoleon flunked the balance of significance. In historical chronicles, it is said that this girl treated him like an ordinary man. And even worse, she put him in nothing, despite his greatness in world history. If we talk about famous personalities, then I have already cited the example of Elon Musk, who is unable to build relationships with women. He was very sad when his girlfriend left him. It would seem that this is Elon Musk. This man launches rockets into space. The main face of our time, after Steve Jobs. Take Hollywood stars as an example. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt also flunked the balance of significance. Strength, power, money, appearance. Can they fall in love? Yes, they can. But your independence has an even greater influence on women when you don't fall for it and don't strive for it headlong. There are situations when women say, I need a strong man. By this power, a woman means power, status, money. But in fact, she needs a man who will put her in her place with one look. She wants to obey and be in a weak position. Such a man is considered strong, no matter where he works and how much money he earns. If a man shows weakness towards a certain woman, makes concessions to her. In the eyes of a woman he will fall and she will already look at others. Even if he is the president of the state. What matters is the attitude towards the woman. Strength is your independence and freedom. A strong position is when you have no fear of losing even the most beautiful woman on this planet. A woman is an addition to your life, not you to hers. Why do men want to make a woman fall in love with them? Because they themselves want to fall in love. Men, no matter what, want to return a woman. And often such attempts are simply doomed to failure. A man himself wants to be dependent, he needs emotions like a woman. For him, this dependence is love, everything else ceases to interest him, a woman becomes the center of everything for him. You must understand that if you are the first to fall in love with a woman, you will not be able to fall in love with her. You have lost this game and are waving a white flag. There is nothing more stupid than falling in love with a woman. You must understand that this is just the biochemistry of your brain. There is no love. This is not love. This is drug addiction. Ask yourself the question, what emotions would you like to experience for a girl with whom you would like a long-term relationship? If you need romance, drama, drive, a rush of passion, then this will not lead to anything good. This is bad news, especially for you. You can have three categories of women. The first category of women are girls on whom you don't care. You just met there, she fell in love with you, you could be with her, but you yourself complete these relationships. Second category. These are girls who are interesting on the one hand, but not on the other. This is where the relationship ends. The third category is when you are looking for someone to fall in love with. This woman is not available to you. She will leave you for sure, but it depends on how quickly. Of course, the money will be able to hold it back a little, but it will still end in failure. It is important what you are looking for, what you are looking for, what emotions you are experiencing. You must understand that the level of significance for a woman should be at a certain level. What is an acceptable level is when you and a woman feel good. Imagine that tomorrow she leaves you. You, too, should not care about her care. You should not have insomnia, depression, lack of appetite. This does not mean that you have to choose an unloved woman. You want to be addicted yourself, and then watch the video How to Fall in Love. Love for a woman is perceived by every man differently. For one, this is sexual pleasure. And for the other, she cooks food. What is love for a woman? It should be based on the deficit of your attention and she is ready to go to you herself to teach your attention and time. A woman should create comfort for you in the first place. All women are not capable of this, so look carefully. There are situations when men do not understand the mechanism and get into situations with problematic women who say you don't love me. You don't pay attention to me. You have to understand what this says about her problem. Instead of standing in the kitchen and preparing food for you, what does she do? That's right, it gives you a headache. With a good woman, you would leave full, satisfied, happy. Guys, understand, a pickup truck will not save you. Building relationships and dating are two completely different things. Pickup does not consider building relationships when people have already started building their relationships. If only the pickup truck was a universal tool that helps in everything. Then think, there would not be so many separations, divorces, suicides against the background of separation. Deficiency is one of the main parameters. You must be self-sufficient. This is a necessary condition. That is, when you enter into a relationship, you should already be self-sufficient. What is self-sufficiency? This is when you are even better alone than with your best friend or girlfriend. You must give your time first of all to yourself and your affairs, and then only remember that you have a woman. If you have nothing to do, then the likelihood that you will fill up the balance of significance is very high. Build your plans, tasks. You should know everything in advance, what you will be doing in a week, a month, 6 months, a year. There are a lot of small recommendations that relate to the construction of a behavior model. In the future, I will tell you all about it, but for now I need to let you in on the basics. Now let us talk about choice. Why do even the most popular pickup artists have relationship problems? Because when there is a process of acquaintance with a woman, there are no problems. He is very efficient. When relationships become long-term, problems begin. When meeting and in a relationship, they are two different people. The woman quickly senses the substitution and leaves. Often, dating coaches give erroneous criteria for choosing a woman. Try it, get acquainted, you will feel it. They really give such advice. Do you think that you will find yourself a good girl in this way? No, you will find a lot of problems on your head and will continue to be where you are now. You don't need to feel this. You really need to run away from this woman. Let us put a question. What kind of woman would attract men? Suitable or opposite to her? Definitely the opposite of a good girl. These women know how to behave competently and create intrigue. Today she reaches out to you, and tomorrow she rarely answers you, and men begin to fall in love with this inaccessibility. Don't idealize women. Men are easier to manipulate than women. From the point of view of physiology, a woman is emotional, not a man, but the opposite is true. Your thoughts should be directed to your well-being, and not to why she did this to you. What should I do now? How can I beat this? Become self-sufficient in order to be interesting to yourself first of all. When your life will be coordinated with many details, only then can you go and look for the right woman. Otherwise, you will only fall into dependence on a particular woman. If you are suffering, you need willpower. Realize how counterproductive your actions are. Under the video, I will leave a link to the film, which demonstrates the ideal behavior of a man with a beautiful woman.